Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Learn Data Analytics with Blessing. In this video, we're looking at how to create conditional columns and columns from examples. What are conditional columns? These are columns that you create based on some given criteria or conditions. Just the way we use the if functions to create new columns in our data. Remember, it's the same we'll be doing using conditional column feature here on Power Query. Alright, what are columns from example? Columns from example is you creating a new column based on a set example for Power Query to follow. Then we use flash fill, that you first type in a fixed example, or the automatic way that Microsoft Excel will help us fill that. After it, I'll notice the pattern of the first example you set, second example, then you see the rest in a faint column. That's the way it is here in Power Query. Let's look at that together.
The first thing we'll be looking at is how to create a conditional column, which is a kind of column you create based on a given criteria or condition. So let's say, looking at this table that contains it about some employees and the salaries they earn and when they joined. So let's say I want to group or rate their performance score by categorizing any score less than 80 to be low, any score that is between 80 to 89 to be medium, and any score that is greater than or equal to 90 to be high. So to do this, giving the criteria, just come here, still in your add column tab, you see the command conditional column. So I'll click on this conditional column, click on it, and I'll have a conditional column box appear, so waiting for it to pop up. So this is it. So I'm going to name this rating. What is the new name? I'll give it ratings. So what column do you want to work with? I want to work with the performance score column. What is the operator? Don't forget the first criteria given is that any column less than 80, any of the values or data in that column less than 80 would be categorized under low or giving the ratings of low. So I'll come here and you can select any comparison operator. So I'll say less than. What is the value? So you can see here ABC 1 2 3. It means that your value can be either text or numbers. Let's click on the drop down button and see what else. You could enter any value. You could select a particular column to be your value here, but we just want to input the value ourselves. So I would input 80. So what should be the output if it meets that criteria? If the score is less than 80, categorize it under low. So to add a new clause, because we have more than one criteria, so I will add clause, still working with the performance score column, and my operator this time around said for scores that are between 80 and 89, categorize them under medium. So I'll come here, and what is my operator? Equals, is it equals or does not equal? Is greater than, is greater than or equal to, is less than or equal to. So let's see, let's give it less than or equal to 89. Less than or equal to 89. So what should be the result? Medium. Then would add our last condition. We're still working with the performance score. We want, this time I said that for every score that are greater than or equal to 90, so greater than or equal to the value 90, categorize them under high. So I'm going to add the last else. What if we don't have any of the scores that or any of the data or values in that column that meets the criteria? Categorize it under others. So why am I categorizing under others? Since we already have our criteria, I could have just stopped at this, or maybe at this second criteria here, then just come here and put else, the last criteria, else, give it high. It is not I'm putting giving this criteria others is, what if by mistake the values that is not score is entered into that column? Maybe another type of data type that is not numbers, is not numerical, is entered into that column. So once I'm seeing others, I know that there's a problem in this column. There's a problem. It kind of data that should not be in this column is in this column. So that I'm giving room for these others. I'm allowing these others to be in that column. Then I'll hit OK. We have a new column here now that has categorized all the performance score into 3 different categories: medium, high, and low. Alright, so that's an add-on conditional column. These are columns that you create, their feeds you create based on a given criteria. So next thing we're looking at is column from examples. What do I mean by columns from example? With columns from example, you can add a new columns by setting an example for Power Query to follow. Remember flash fill, or that automatic way of filling down your data, whereby you just type in the first example, then you Ctrl E to fill down, or you automatically, after typing the first and second example, Microsoft Excel will bring out the remaining ones for you. That is how this works too. So come here, still in your add column tab, you see the general group, and inside you see columns from example. Click on the drop down button, and before you do this, we want to work on this joining dates column. I want to lay an example to change the format of this joining dates column. So first I have to select this column I want to work with, because I want to use this column to create another column. So I'll click on this join dates and come here. You can see we have two options: is it from all the columns or from this particular selection, this particular column that you selected. So I'll click from selection. If you click on all columns, it means you want to set an example for all the columns, which might not really work out because we have different columns with different data types. So I'll go with from selection. So we have this here. It pops up what is the example you want to set down for Power Query to follow to help you get the other data or the other values. So I want to change my date format from the way it is to 15 to DD YYY. That is day short form for the month, then the year. So January, then 2020. I'll hit enter and move to the next one. I'll say 10 hyphen March hyphen 2019. I'll hit enter. The moment I hit enter, can you see the rest in a very, very faint color? All I have to do just hit OK. Then Paula. We have this here. So I'll just rename this from custom to maybe joining date, or let me use higher date instead. Higher date. We just added this column, changing the format of our joining date column to this using column from example. So simple and so easy, right? So you can try to create something else. Just come up with something and use the column from example to practice it. This is all you need to know. Not all you need to know, but this is just how you can create conditional column and columns based on example sets for Power Query. Alright, do well to practice as usual. We'll see you in our next video. Bye.